Hi students and friends, welcome to the channel Learn and Teach by Sir Ayaz. So I will continue my CAIE 5070 past paper questions, and this time I will solve winter 2022 and the variant will be 12. I'm not going to read the instructions. Let's continue with the paper. Question number 1. Which piece of apparatus would be the most suitable for measuring exactly 37 centimeter cube of aqueous ammonia? So we want to measure exact volume 37 centimeter cube. We have only one glass tray for this purpose, and that will be bearing. So they will be the right answer for this question. Question number 2. When iron reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, hydrogen is formed. Impurities in the iron mean that some hydrogen sulfide gas is also formed. Hydrogen sulfide gas is soluble in water. Water vapor can be removed from a mixture of gases using concentrated sulfuric acid. First of all, look at the glasswares used in this experiment. You can't use this type of apparatus. You have to use Thistle funnel. This is a Thistle funnel. This type is known as Thistle funnel. We can control the volume of acid added because the reaction will be violent. So you can't use this type. So A will be the wrong answer in this. We are left with B, C, and D. The gases produced are H2 and H2S. H2S is soluble in water. H2 is not soluble in water. And you have to insert the delivery tube in the liquid, that is water or concentrated sulfuric acid. So we have only one choice in which we have two choices in which the delivery tube is dipped completely in concentrated sulfuric acid and water, and that will be C and D. So B is also incorrect. Now what will be the sequence? As mentioned in the question, H2S is soluble in water. So we have to add the gases produced in water first. Then the resulting gas will be passed through concentrated sulfuric acid. So in this case, C will be the right answer. Number 3. The following tests are carried out on a sample of green crystals. The crystals are dissolved in water and the resulting solution is divided into two portions. Aqueous sodium hydroxide is added to the first portion. A green precipitate soluble in excess aqueous sodium hydroxide is formed. We have only one ion for this, and that is Cr plus 3. It is soluble in excess of sodium hydroxide. The solution formed is heated and a gas produced which turns litmus paper blue. Sodium hydroxide is an alkali. It will react with ammonium salt to liberate a gas which turns red litmus paper to blue. And for this purpose, we have only one ion responsible for this, NH4 positive. Dilute nitric acid is added to the second portion, followed by aqueous barium nitrate. A white precipitate is formed. So we are adding nitric acid. Nitric acid is added to destroy any carbonate ion present in the solution. Barium nitrate is used to test the sulfate ion. So it must contain sulfate ion, SO4 minus 2. Which three ions are present in the green crystals? A, ammonium, chromium 3, and sulfate. This looks correct to me. Let's read the other choices. Ammonium, iron 2, sulfate. This is wrong because we don't have iron 2. Chromium 3, carbonate and sulfate. We don't have carbonates. This is also wrong. Last one, iron 2, nitrate and sulfate. We don't have any nitrate ion. So this is also wrong. Only A is the right answer. 4. Changes of state occur between solids, liquids, and gases. Gas is converted to liquid, that's converted to solid. Which changes are occurring at P, Q, R, S? So these are the changes which is happening. So if I will start with P. If gas changes to liquid, it's condensation. And Q is conversion of liquid into solid, which is freezing. What about R? R is the conversion of liquid into gas, it's definitely boiling. And S is conversion of solid into liquid, which is melting. So we are left with only one choice, which is correct in this case, and that is B. Number 5. The table shows information about some oxides. Oxide, structure simple molecular, effect of water, dissolves to form an acid. When these oxides are dissolved in water, they produce acid. Definitely these oxides must be non-metal. For which of the elements, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, and silicon, could this information about their oxides be correct? Now, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, their oxides have simple molecular structure, but silicon oxide, that is SiO2, has giant structure. A, phosphorus and sulfur only. This is wrong because they are saying phosphorus and sulfur only. B, nitrogen and silicon only. This is again wrong because silicon, as I mentioned, has oxide of silicon has giant structure. C, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur only. This is the right one. C will be the right one. For your convenience, I am reading the last one. Nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, and silicon. All these, no. It's also wrong. So only C will be the right answer in this case. 6. Which statement about iodine atoms and iodide ions is correct? A, they are both isotopes of iodine. No, they are not isotopes of iodine. B, they undergo the same chemical reactions. No, we have atoms and iodide ions. They are in different states, so they have different electronic configuration, so they can't undergo same chemical reactions. B is wrong. C, they have the same number of protons. Yes, this is correct because during the formation of ions, only the number of electrons are changed. So both iodine atoms and iodide ions have same number of protons. C will be the right answer. For your convenience, I am reading the last statement also. They have the same physical property. No, they can't have same chemical physical properties. D is wrong. 7. The table contains information about 4 substances. Which substance is an ionic compound? Recall ionic compounds. They are solid and have high temperature, conducts electricity in the molten state as well as when dissolved in water. They do not conduct electricity in the solid state. So first of all, look at the choices here. In choice A, they mentioned the state liquid. So this is automatically wrong. Now B and C, D, these three are correct in terms of the state. What about the conductivity? In D, they have mentioned in B and C, they have mentioned that solid ionic compound conducts electricity at room temperature. So automatically these two will be wrong. D is correct. You see, state is solid, correct. Conducts electricity at room temperature, wrong, correct. Conducts electricity when molten, this is correct. Conducts electricity when in aqueous solution, this is also correct. So D is the right choice. 8. What is the nucleon number of the isotope of uranium? This is uranium. 235 will be the nucleon number. So C is the right answer. And 92 is the proton number for uranium. 9. An ionic compound has the formula Al2O3. What are the charges on the ions? Very easy. Aluminum belongs to group 3, so it will carry +3 charge. Oxygen belongs to group 6, it will carry -2 charge. So only one choice correct here, that is D. Number 10. Which two pairs of atoms are held together by the same number of bonds? two pair of atoms, they are held together by same number of bonds. Read this statement again if you face problem, because it's a tricky one. A, in the first column, they are talking about first pair of atoms. In the second column, they're talking about second pair of atoms. A, two carbon atoms in a C2H4 molecule. C2H4 molecule, this is C2H4. So the two carbon atoms, they are talking about these two carbon atoms, they have two bonds. Second pair of atoms, the carbon atom and one oxygen. The carbon atom and one oxygen. Atom in a CO2 molecule. So carbon is bonded through single bond to each oxygen atom. So this looks correct to me. What about B? The two nitrogen atoms in an N2 molecule. N2 is this. The two hydrogen in H2 molecule. This is H2. This is wrong. C, the two oxygen atoms in an O2 molecule. Two oxygen atoms in O2. The carbon atom and one hydrogen atom in a CH4 molecule. This is CH4. If you count the number of bonds, these will be 4. In case of oxygen, it's 2. So this is again wrong. The two oxygen atoms in an O2 molecule. O2 I mentioned. The two nitrogen atoms in an N2 molecule. This is N3, N2. So this is again wrong. Only A is the right choice. 11. Boron trifluoride BF3 is a simple molecule. There are 3 covalent bonds in each BF3 molecule. Each of these bonds is made by sharing one electron from the boron atom and one electron from fluorine atom. Boron belongs to group 3. So it must have 3 valence electrons. So it has shared 3 each electron with one fluorine atom. The dot and cross diagram will be like this. If I will show the valence electron for boron with cross, then it will be like this. 1, 2, 3. And we have fluorine around each of these valence electrons. Now I am showing the electrons of fluorine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be the dot and cross diagram. What is unusual about the bonding in boron trifluoride? A, it is unusual for a non-metal such as fluorine to form covalent bonds. This is not unusual because fluorine do form covalent bond. So this statement is wrong. The boron atom in each molecule does not gain the electronic configuration of a noble gas. This is a very important point because you know during the formation of bond, an atom achieve or acquire the electronic configuration of a noble gas. So this looks correct to me. C, the covalent bonds do not consist of shared pairs of electrons. The covalent bond do contain shared pair of electrons. So this is wrong. The fluorine atoms in each molecules do not gain the electronic configuration of a noble gas. If you count the number of electrons for fluorine, you will find it has acquired the electronic configuration of noble gas, but boron does not. So B will be the right answer for this question. Number 12. Which equation is correct for the reaction between carbon dioxide and magnesium hydroxide? So reaction between carbon dioxide and magnesium hydroxide, the product will be magnesium carbonate and water. So we'll see the correctly balanced equation. Only one equation looks correct to me, that will be A. All the other are incorrect if you count the number of atoms on each side. 13. Which mass of oxygen gas combines with exactly 16 grams of sulfur to form sulfur dioxide, SO2? So here the reaction will be like this, S reacting with O2. If you write the AR of S, that is 32, and oxygen, The AR of oxygen is 16. So we have two oxygen atoms. You will multiply 16 by 2, you will get 32. So 32 reacts with 32 grams of oxygen. 16 gram reacts with X gram of O2. So you will get 16 as the answer. C will be the right answer. With this one. 14. Which compound has an empirical formula that is different from its molecular formula? First of all, look at the formula along with the name. Butanol has C4H10O. This is the formula for alcohol butanol. Second one is hydrogen peroxide, H2O2. C is nitrogen dioxide, NO2. Water, H2O. So except B, all these have same empirical formula from its molecular formula. So B will be the right answer in this case. 15. A 4 gram of sodium hydroxide, NaOH, is dissolved in 250 centimeter cube of water in a graduated flask. A 25 centimeter cube sample of this solution is titrated with 0.5 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid. Which volume of hydrochloric acid is required to exactly neutralize the alkali? I will write the reaction between these two. NaOH plus HCl, we get NaCl plus H2O. The equation is balanced, which means 1 mole of Na reacting with 1 mole of HCl. Let's consider number of moles for NaOH as N1 and number of moles for HCl as N2. Volume for NaOH V1 and volume for HCl V2. Concentration of mole per dm cube for NaOH will be labeled as M1, for HCl as M2. Now let's place the values. We have the volume of sodium hydroxide, that is 25 centimeter cube. We need to calculate the volume of HCl. What about the concentration of HCl? Yes, it's provided 0.5 mole per dm cube. What about the concentration for NaOH? It's not provided. They gave 4 gram of sodium hydroxide dissolved in 250 centimeter cube of water. So first of all, we need to calculate the mass of sodium hydroxide so that we will convert that mass into moles. So we will calculate 250 centimeter cube need 4 gram. Therefore, 1000 centimeter cube requires X gram of NaOH. So this will be X is equal to 4 multiplied by 1000 and divided by 250. This is 1 time and this is 4 times. 4 fours are 16. 16 gram is required. So I want to calculate the moles of sodium hydroxide which will be needed to make mole per dm cube solution. So 16 gram will be divided by the MR of NaOH. MR of NaOH will be MR NaOH. AR of Na is 23. Oxygen it's 16. Hydrogen it's 1. So you'll have 40. (16) divided by 40. 0.4 mole per dm cube. So we have the concentration of sodium hydroxide also 0.4 mole per dm cube. Follow this formula. M1 V1 by N1 is equal to M2 V2 by N2. Both will be cancelled, N1 and N2, because the values are same, that is 1. Now we want to calculate V2. So equation will be like this now. V2 is equal to M1 V1 by M2. Now placing all the values, M1 will be 0.4 multiplied by 25 and divided by 0.5. This is a concentration of HCl. So 0.4 multiplied by 25 divided by 0.5 will get 20 centimeter cube. So this will be the right answer. So we have question number 16. Dilute aqueous solutions of potassium chloride and magnesium chloride are mixed together. A sample of the mixture is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. What are possible products at each of the electrodes? See, both the metals are high in the reactivity series, potassium and magnesium. So you can't get potassium or magnesium at cathode. So automatically choice B and D are incorrect. What about anode? At anode, we will get oxygen gas because the solution is not concentrated. We have dilute aqueous solution of both of these salts. So at anode, you will get oxygen, and cathode, you will get oxygen. So C will be the right answer for this question. Number 17. The table gives some statements about electrolysis and the reason why each statement is true. Which row shows a correct statement and the correct reason why the statement is true? A. Aqueous copper 2 sulfate and aqueous copper 2 nitrate are suitable electrolytes when used to copper plate objects. Reason: both solutions contain Cu2 plus aqueous and can transfer copper from the anode to the cathode. This is the right statement. B. During the extraction of aluminium from aluminium oxide, the carbon anodes have to be replaced regularly. Reason: the anode gradually dissolves in molten cryolite. This is wrong because anode oxidized does not dissolve in the molten cryolite. It reacts with the oxygen produced. C. In the electrolysis of concentrated aqueous sodium chloride and of dilute sulfuric acid, the same products are formed. Reason: H positive aqueous is present in both aqueous solutions. H positive aqueous is present in both aqueous solution. This is correct, but in the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride and dilute sulfuric acid, we can't get the same products at both the electrodes because sodium chloride is concentrated. We must get chlorine at anode. But in case of sulfuric acid, we'll get oxygen at anode. D. So this is a wrong statement again. D. When an aqueous mixture of zinc nitrate and copper 2 sulfate is electrolyzed, zinc is formed on the cathode. Reason: zinc is more reactive than copper. The reason is correct. Zinc is more reactive than copper, but it does not form at the cathode. Copper is formed at cathode. So this is again wrong. We have only one statement as correct, which is A. Question number 18. Students proposed 4 cells to produce electricity in a school laboratory. Which cell would produce the largest voltage in a safe way? This is a very important statement, safe way. You have to consider this while answering this question. So in A, you have 2 metals, copper and zinc. Zinc is more reactive than copper. B, we have copper and zinc. Again, in this case, we have solution of zinc sulfate. In A, we have solution of copper 2 sulfate. What about C? In C, we have metal Na and Cu. Wow, the difference is very high in case of Na and Cu. The solution is CuSO4. This can be correct, but let's see the last response. D, magnesium and copper, and the solution is magnesium sulfate aqueous. This must be the right answer because it's mentioned in the question. They have to perform in a safe way. So D will be the right answer for this question. Number 19. Nitrogen oxides may form in atmosphere during lightning activity. This is the reaction. N2 plus O2 gives 2NO. The reaction is endothermic. Which energy profile diagram is correct for this reaction? Remember, for any endothermic reaction, the product will be at higher energy state. So automatically choice A and B are incorrect. C is also incorrect. The reason is that they didn't show the activation energy and the hum for activation energy, which is missing here. D will be the right answer for this question because product is at the high energy state and activation energy is also there. Number 20, which two processes are both endothermic? Endothermic processes takes in or absorb energy. Takes in or absorb energy. So A, combustion and cracking. Combustion is not endothermic, it's exothermic. So this is wrong. B, combustion and fermentation. Again, you have combustion, it's exothermic. This is again wrong. C, cracking and photosynthesis. Both cracking and photosynthesis takes in or absorb energy from the surroundings. C will be the right answer. D, respiration, photosynthesis. Respiration is exothermic, photosynthesis is endothermic. So this is wrong. C will be the right answer for this question. 21. Magnesium reacts with dilute sulfuric acid. This is a reaction MgS plus H2SO4 aqueous gives MgSO4 aqueous plus H2 gas. Which changes in the conditions will result in the lowest rate of production of hydrogen? So if you look at the choices for acid concentration, wherever you see the increase in acid concentration, that can't be the right choice. So automatically C and D are incorrect. Correct. So we are left with A and B. Let's see the statement A. In acid concentration, in A, acid concentration is decreased. This is correct. Solid particle size. If you decrease the solid particle size, it will increase the rate of reaction and temperature increase. This is wrong. So B will be the right answer. I'm looking at all the column in this. Acid concentration decreases. Solid particle size increase. Solid particle size, if you increase the solid particle size, it will also decrease the rate of production of hydrogen. Temperature decrease. So these all are correct. So B will be the final and right answer for this question. Number 22. Carbonates react with dilute acids to produce carbon dioxide. A student uses excess carbonate and 100 centimeter cube of 0.1 mole per dm cube acid and measures the volume of gas produced at regular time intervals. The results give line X on the graph. The student repeats the experiment using 50 centimeter cube of 0.2 mole per dm cube acid whilst keeping everything as the same. Which line shows the results for the second experiment? You see the number of moles are different. We have high number of moles of the acid. So it will be less steeper in this case. So B will be the right answer as this line is also touching X. It's becoming horizontal with X. And it's less steeper. 23. In the contact process, sulfur is converted into sulfuric acid. A catalyst is added to the reaction mixture shown in the equation. This is the reaction equation. 2SO2 plus O2 gives 2SO3. What is the purpose of the catalyst? Catalyst increases the rate of reaction by decreasing the activation energy. So we have only one choice, which is correct, to lower the activation energy for the reaction. This is correct, A. The other choices are incorrect. To oxidize the sulfur dioxide, this is wrong. C, to reduce the sulfur dioxide, this is again wrong. D, to shift the equilibrium to the right hand side, wrong, because catalyst increases the rate of reaction in both directions, which means the net effect will be 0. 24. Which change involves reduction? A, calcium carbonate to calcium oxide. So calcium oxide is this, CaCO3. If you heat this, you will get calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Now I am writing the charges on each element in this. Calcium +2 on both sides. Carbon, it will be +4. on both sides. What about oxygen? -2 on both sides. So it does not involve any kind of reduction. This is wrong. B, copper to brass. Copper to brass is a physical change. It's not a chemical reaction. Alloy is produced. Brass is alloy. So this is also incorrect. C, ethene to polyethene. So this is polymerization reaction. It does not involve any kind of reduction. So this is also incorrect. We are left with D. D will be the right answer here. Sand to silicon. Sand is SiO2. And you are getting Si from this. So if you look at the charge on Si in SiO2, so being less electronegative than oxygen, it will carry +4 charge. Oxygen will carry -2 charge. And on the product side, there is no charge on Si, which means it's 0. So here the oxidation number or state decreases. Oxidation number decreases. Gain of electron, which is reduction. 25. Under certain conditions, iron reacts with chlorine to form iron 3 chloride. This is the reaction. 2Fe plus 3Cl2 gives 2FeCl3. Which statement about this reaction is correct? A, chlorine is oxidizing agent. Is chlorine acting as oxidizing agent in this reaction? So if you look at the charges on each element, you will know whether chlorine is acting as oxidizing agent or not. Both chlorine and Fe on the reactant side carries 0 charge. On the product side, what will be the charge on Fe? If I want to calculate the charge on Fe, I will write X for Fe. We have 3 atoms of chlorine. We know that chlorine is in group 7, so it must carry -1 charge. So we have +3 multiplied by -1. Overall, there won't be any charge, so I will write 0. So it becomes X minus 3 is equal to 0, or X is equal to +3. So iron is carrying +3 charge. It means iron is oxidized. It's oxidized. So chlorine must be acting as oxidizing agent here. So it must be the right answer. I'm reading the other statements for your convenience. B, iron gains electron. This is wrong. As I've already explained you, iron has lost 3 electrons. Number C, iron is reduced. No, iron is oxidized, not reduced here. D, this is not a redox reaction. This is wrong because this is redox reaction. 26. The equation shows a reaction in the contact process. 2SO2 gas plus O2 gas gives 2SO3 gas. Delta H -196 kilojoule per mole. Minus sign indicates the forward reaction is exothermic. Which change would move the position of the equilibrium to the left-hand side? Left-hand side means reactant side. A, adding more O2. If you will add more O2, it will shift to the right-hand side or the product side. So this is wrong. B, increasing the pressure. If you increase the pressure, the equilibrium will shift to the side with less number of moles or molecule of gas, which means to the product side or right-hand side. This is again wrong. C, increasing the temperature. Increasing the temperature is correct because forward is exo, backward is endothermic. So equilibrium will shift to the left-hand side or the reactant side. So this is the right choice. C. D, removing SO3 from the reacting mixture. If you remove SO3 from the reaction mixture, equilibrium will shift to the product side or the right-hand side. This is wrong. 27. The table shows the pH values of some substances that can be consumed by humans. Substance P, Q, R, S. The pH values are mentioned. pH for P is 6.6, for Q is 3.1, For R is 10.4. For S, it is 7.8. Which statement about these substances is correct? A, P is alkaline. The pH is lower than 7. So it is acidic. It's not alkaline. This is wrong. Q has the lowest concentration of hydrogen ions. You see, pH is the power of hydrogen. And if the concentration of the amount of hydrogen ion is higher, the pH will be low. So Q must have higher concentration of hydrogen ions because its pH is lower than 7. So this is again wrong. C, R can neutralize excess stomach acid. Let's see the pH value of R. The pH value of R is 10.4, which indicates it's alkaline. So it can be used to decrease or neutralize the acidity in stomach. So this will be the right statement. D, S has a pH value closest to neutral. This is not closest to neutral because neutral pH is 7. So C will be the right answer for this question. Solution X is added to a solid salt, causing gas Y to be evolved. Gas Y dissolves in water, resulting in a solution with a pH of less than 7. It must be acidic. So the acid must be acidic. What are the possible identities of X and Y? Well, look at the choices. In A, you have aqueous sodium hydroxide, and Y, the gas produces ammonia. So gas is acidic, so you can't have ammonia. So automatically choice A and C are incorrect. We are left with B and D. If you'll add aqueous sodium hydroxide to a solid salt, will you get carbon dioxide? We don't have any salt producing carbon dioxide gas. We do have a solid salt carbonate which produces carbon dioxide on reacting with dilute hydrochloric acid. So D will be the right choice here. 29. Which substance reacts with dilute sulfuric acid in the preparation of a pure sample of lead-2 sulfate? Lead is among reactive metals, but it's not more reactive. It's like a less reactive metal. It is above hydrogen. So you can't react lead, metal, or its compound with dilute acid. You have to use soluble lead salt in this case. So we have only one choice that will be correct, A, because it's written aqueous lead-2 nitrate. In B, you have lead foils, incorrect because you need concentrated acid. In C, powdered lead-2 carbonate. Carbonate is insoluble. You have to take concentrated acid, so it's incorrect also. D, powdered lead-2 oxide. Again, you need to take concentrated acid. So we are left with A. A will be the right answer in this case. 30. A pure sample of a salt is obtained by filtration followed by evaporation of the filtrate. Which pair of reagents would produce the salt? A, copper and hydrochloric acid. If you react copper with hydrochloric acid, you must have concentrated acid. So this reaction can't take place. B, excess copper 2 carbonate and hydrochloric acid. This looks correct to me. C, aqueous silver nitrate and hydrochloric acid. This is a reaction between acid and aqueous silver nitrate. So you can't get the insoluble solid in this case, and in fact you will get two salts here. We need one salt which is soluble in the water. So this is also incorrect. D, aqueous sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid, we will get the soluble salt. We don't need to perform filtration in this case, so this is also wrong. B will be the right answer in this case. 31, which set of conditions is used in the contact process? This is related to root learning. You can have either C as correct answer or D. Both A and B are correct, incorrect, because the temperature conditions are between 350 to 500 degrees centigrade. And the pressure will be from 1 to 2 atm. So C looks correct to me because the catalyst written is P2O5 here. Yes. So C will be the right answer. D. In D, the pressure is 200 atm, which is incorrect. So only C will be the right answer. 32, part of the periodic table is shown. Which substance is an unreactive gas found in the atmosphere? It's very easy. D will be the gas because it belongs to group 8. So D is the right answer. 33, iron is obtained in the blast furnace from the ore hematite. Which statement is correct? So just related to the question, for obtaining iron in the blast furnace. A, calcium carbonate is used to remove acidic impurities. Yes, this is correct. B, coke is reduced to carbon dioxide. No, it is oxidized. Incorrect. Hematite is oxidized by carbon monoxide. No, it is reduced. This is incorrect. The last one, hematite undergoes thermal decomposition. No, it is reduced by carbon monoxide. So we have only one statement which is correct here, and that is A. 34, pollution may be caused by oxides of carbon, nitrogen, and sulfur. Which elements can each form more than one oxide? All of these form more than one oxide. For example, carbon, CO, and CO2. Nitrogen, you have multiple oxides. You have NO or NXOY. Sulfur, you have SO2 and SO3. So choice A will be the right answer in this case. All the other choices are incorrect. 35. A river runs through an area of land that is used for growing cotton. The cotton farmers applied a large amount of fertilizer to their fields. This caused eutrophication in the river water. Which statement is correct? Eutrophication is the unintentional enrichment of soil nitrates and phosphates into the river. So A, decreased levels of mineral salts caused by the eutrophication. This is wrong. You have increased level. You don't have decreased level. Desalination of the river water occurred. We don't have any kind of desalination. Desalination is the remover of salt. So the salts are not removed in the river water. C, increased levels of phosphates cause the eutrophication. This is correct statement. D, oxygen levels in the river water increase. Oxygen level in the river water decrease due to eutrophication. So this is also incorrect. Only C is the right answer. 36. Which compound is an alkane? General formula for alkane is CnH2n plus 2. For your convenience, if you will calculate the formula, so you will and count the number of carbon and hydrogen atoms, you can easily work out the answer for this one. For example, in A, the formula is CH2, CH, CH2, CH3. It must contain double bond because in the beginning, it must be CH3. It can't be CH2. And if you'll apply the general formula of alkane in this, you will get there are 4 carbon atoms. So it must be C4H10. So there must be 10 hydrogen atoms in this. 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 2, 8. So this is incorrect. B, CH3, CH, CH3, CH3. So you will count the carbon atoms in this. You have 4 carbon atoms. What about hydrogen atom? There are 10 hydrogen atoms. So this looks correct to me. C, we have CH3, CH, CH, CH3. Again, if you will apply the general formula of alkane, it won't follow the general formula of alkane. It will definitely follow the general formula of alkene. So this is again incorrect. The last one, CH3 whole twice, CH2. Again, if you count the number of hydrogen and carbon atoms, it won't follow the general formula of alkane. Instead, it will follow the general formula of alkene. So we have only B as a right answer for this question. 37, the equation shows the reaction that takes place when butanol is completely combusted in air. C4H9OHL plus XO2G gives YCO2G plus ZH2G. What are the values of X, Y, and Z? This needs to be balanced. So I'm balancing C4H9OH plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. Now there are 4 carbon atoms on the reactant side. So on the product side, I will write 4 CO2. Now let's count the oxygen atom. It becomes 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. And on the other side, it's 1 with 1 in water. So we have 9 atoms of oxygen. So oxygen is not balanced on the reactant side. What about hydrogen? Hydrogen is 10 on the reactant side. 9 plus 1 is 10. And on the product side is 2. If I will write 5 before H2O, hydrogen become balanced. Now we got the value of Y and Z. This will be Y and this will be Z. If you want, you can work out the value of X, that is oxygen. If you count the number of oxygen atom on the product side, it's 8 plus 5, which means it is 13. And we have one oxygen atom in the butanol, C4H9OH. So there are 12 more oxygen required. So X must be 6. So only choice D is the right one here. X is 6, Y is 4, and Z is 5. 38. Propanoic acid reacts with calcium carbonate. The products of this reaction are calcium propanoate, carbon dioxide, and water. What is the equation for this reaction? The reaction between carboxylic acid and calcium carbonate. So you can easily work out the formula of calcium propanoate. Calcium belongs to group 2. It must carry +2 charge, and the carboxylic acid, that is a carboxylate ion, it must carry -1 charge. So we have propanoic acid here. So it must be C2H5COO. If you work out the formula here, ignore the charges. These are the subscripts now, 1 and 2, and these subscripts will be exchanged, and you will get C2H5COO whole twice Ca. So only choice B and D can be correct. In this case, both A and C are incorrect. Now let's see the whole equation for both B and D. In B, you have 2C2H5COOH plus CaCO3. On the product side, C2H5CO whole twice Ca plus CO2 plus H2O. If you count the number of atoms on each side, what about calcium? It's 1 on both sides, it's balanced. What about carbon? 2 to the 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. On the product side, it is 2 to the 4, 4 plus 1, 5. So carbon is also balanced on the product side. What about hydrogen? 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 to the 12. So there must be 12 hydrogen on the product side. 5 to the 10, 10 plus 2, 12. So hydrogen is also balanced on the product side. What about oxygen? Oxygen is 2 to the 4, 4 plus 3 is 7. Here 2 to the 4, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 1, 7. So oxygen is also balanced. This looks correct to me. So B must be the right answer in this case. A will be wrong, because in A it's not propanoic acid. It is butanoic acid. 39. Which row shows all the elements present in the polymers listed? Nylon, polyethylene, terylene. Nylon contains the elements carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. So either B is correct or D is correct. Both A and C are incorrect. What about polyethylene? Polyethylene only contains C and H. So in both B and D, polyethylene, the element for polyethylene is shown correctly. What about terylene? Terylene contains CHO, not CHNO. So B is incorrect. D will be the right answer. 40. The partial structure of a polyamide is shown. This is polyamide, contains a linkage NHCO. And if you'll work out the repeat unit for this, you will get this. This will be the repeat unit for this one. Alternatively, you can also draw the repeat, the monomer for this polymer like this. Both of these monomers are correct. So which monomers would produce this polymer? Number 1. 1 looks correct to me. What about 2? 2 is wrong because it's diamine. It must have amino group at one end and carboxylic group at the other end. Number 3, it's dicarboxylic acid. Dicarboxylic acid, it's also incorrect because it contains carboxylic acid at both the end. So only choice 1 is the right one, right answer. So A is the final and correct answer for this question. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. Give comments. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.